Right. We are at 1:30 right now. So TK, if you can go ahead and record, that would be awesome. So hello, everyone. Welcome to another Wicked Smart webinar. I am back from vacation. Went to Florida with my family. So if you were on the call 2 weeks ago, thank you for being there. I'm sure TK did an amazing job in my stead. So if you don't know me, if this is your first Wicked Smart webinar, my name is Andy Botts. I'm the marketing manager at Midwest Stanley Madison. And the Wicked Smart webinar, we started this about a year ago, a little over. And we've had a goal to every 2 weeks bring on a different resource or expert speaker. And we've had speakers from all over the world, as far as London, on all different types of topics. So from leadership to marketing to HR practices to recruiting. And we're really excited about continuing to improve this. And a little bit of housekeeping. This is going to be recorded. They're all going to be on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, the Midwest Family of Companies YouTube page has all of our Wicked Smart webinars. So you can see all the previous ones. You can also take a look at the blog at wickedsmartwebinar.com. And I would love it if you liked, shared, commented on those videos to help raise us up in the YouTube world. So, but without further ado, let's get started with what's going on today. So today we're going to be talking about the secret power of message alignment. We have our first ever repeat guest, I think, with Johnny.
Oh, really? How about
that? He lives in St. Louis, or Missouri, right?
Springfield, Illinois. You missed me by about 90 miles there.
90 miles. Well, pretty close. It's all about the same around there,
right? Just flat.
He's a marketing consultant strategist with the Wizard of Ads. I pulled this from your LinkedIn, Johnny, so hopefully, I'm sure this is probably more accurate than this, but you're approaching 12,000 ads from all companies all over the world. You are an author. I've read your book. It's an amazing book and appreciate the information you shared there. And if you want to connect with Johnny or follow him, he has a great email list that I subscribe to. You can also reach out to him on LinkedIn and Twitter. So without further ado, I will stop sharing my screen and pass it off to Johnny.
Andy, thank you very much. And I appreciate everybody showing up today for this, and I hope it's useful for you. This is one of those things that it seems easy, but it's one of the more commonly missed things. And it's this idea of message alignment. And we're going to talk about it on two different levels, not just aligning the message across your various ad platforms, but how do you get it into the bones and the DNA of your employees? How does it match up with customer experience? And when you get those things connected, that's when things really start working. So let me do a quick share here, and we are off and running. All right. The company I'm with is Wizard of Ads. We are based in Austin, Texas. We have about 60 offices in about 6 different countries now. So the partner group has really grown quite a bit. And what we do is we work with owner-operated businesses. Okay, there's no, we're not going to work for Nike or Maxwell House or Colgate or anything like that. We're working directly with businesses, usually 500,000, a million a year and up. And all the way up to 10, 20 million. And we're set up in such a way that our pay is connected to the business. So, if I come in as a consultant, you're paying me a monthly retainer. And if next year your business increases 10%, then my salary goes up 10%. And if it goes down 10%, my salary goes down 10%. So everything we do is directly connected to the growth of the business. And so we don't care where you advertise. We just want the damn thing to work. So we come at it very media agnostic and say, okay, what does this thing need? It's not the way we like. It's not because of our favorite thing. It's not because we're good at one or the other. We just have to look at what's going to work for the business, because that's selfishly good for us as well. I usually start my presentations with this speech. If we were ever in a room together and I handed you my business card, it would say marketing consultant. And when I tell people that, they often say, oh, cool. What kind of marketing do you do? And I always have to say, I do marketing. It's marketing. And I know what they're asking. Innocently enough, they want to know, are you into graphic design? Have I seen commercials you've done? Do you work in the digital space? And the answer is yes. I mean, that's how we're set up. It doesn't really matter where you're advertising. The point is, it goes deeper than just ads. Advertising is part of marketing, but marketing and advertising aren't the same thing. And some of that's our fault as an industry. We use the words interchangeably, like we're saying, sweet potatoes and yams, or Yeti and Sasquatch. But marketing encompasses a much bigger part of the discipline than just the ads, just the communications part of it. So what is marketing? What does marketing cover? Well, marketing is all of this stuff. It's your pricing strategy. It's how easily can I find you on Google? What does your website look like? What is your staff wearing? What do they say to customers? What's your profit margin? What are the staff selling skills? All of these things really do come under the heading of marketing. Do I have a good experience from your receptionist when I come to your place? All of it comes under the category of marketing, and it's what made David Packard from Hewlett Packard say marketing is too important to be left to the marketing department. Now, he wasn't taking a dig at marketing in any way. He was simply saying it's everyone's responsibility. There is no marketing department. We're all in it, okay? And that concept is going to be important for you to understand as we go through this, because again, we're talking about aligning a lot of things. So what exactly are we aligning? Well, first of all, we want to align the ad messaging. When I encounter your business in various places, do I know it's you? Okay, first I have to know it's you. If I don't know it's you, everything else just falls by the side. So if you have a billboard, does it look like your website? If you're saying something on the radio, will I also see that in your email blasts? If you're running TV ads, will that look like your mobile ads? I gotta be able to know who I'm interacting with, and I gotta be able to know that it's you. And this happens innocently enough. A lot of us have various vendors helping us. So you might have somebody helping you in the digital side. You might have somebody making radio commercials for you. You might have another person making billboards, and they just don't talk to each other. And they come to you with perfectly valid ideas, but they're all going in different directions. And we want to prevent that as much as we can. And that's something I spend a lot of time with my clients on, is making sure that these things are connected. The other thing we're aligning is the customer experience. Do I like doing business with you? Okay. If on the scale of customer experience, there's, Disney up here at the top and the DMV down here at the bottom, where are you in there? And obviously we want to get to that Tiffany's and Ritz-Carlton level, so that it's not just a good experience. It's not just a satisfactory experience, but that it's an amazing experience. It's one that I want to go tell people. I want to share it. And I want to help you with that word of mouth. If you just happen to go in and how was everything? Well, it was okay. It was fine. You never really know if you're doing anything great or spectacular. So, do I have a great customer experience? And the other side of that is as well, is my experience as a customer, does it match what I heard back here? Okay. If you're saying something, making promises, guarantees, offers, whatever it might be, does it match my experience as a customer? And finally, what we're aligning is company culture. Okay. And that means how your employees interact with each other, what it's like working at your company. Is it a positive place to work? Is it a healthy and place where people are growing and they want to be there and they believe what you believe and follow what it is that you're doing? Is that in alignment? I'm sure we've all had the experience. I just had it a couple of days ago at the grocery store, sitting there checking out, and the cashier is, talking over me to another cashier and chirping about that. I was supposed to go on break an hour ago, but Charlie went on break before me, and I'm going to tell the manager this. The manager doesn't get, and it's, it didn't really affect the product, but it like gave me this feeling that I understand that, that store has a company culture problem. They're just not connected to each other. And so what's the big deal? Why is this so important? So let's see what happens here. I wouldn't be a proper presentation if I didn't do a Venn diagram of some sort. When we align these things and when they're all working together, that's really where the power sits. Usually what happens is we only have one or two of these things working right at any given time. So for example, if your ad messaging is in good shape, and your company culture is in good shape, people enjoy working in there, you got a loyal staff, but the customer experience is wrong, what do you think is going to happen? You have no repeat business, right? Because I experienced what you did, I didn't like it, I'm not coming back. Okay, your ad got me in, you seem like friendly people, but the service was garbage, and so I'm not coming back. If we align the customer experience and the company culture, the company culture is strong and healthy. When I come in, you're giving me a very good customer experience. The service really is that top shelf Ritz-Carlton type thing, but your advertising isn't working right, or it's non-existent, or there's no motivation in the ad. What do you suppose happens when experience and culture are aligned, but your ad messaging isn't there? Well, you're going to have slow growth. You'll have some growth, but it's going to be slow. You're not inviting people in. You're not telling them why they need to come do business with you. And so there's growth. It's just going to be pokey. If your ad messaging is solid and your customer experience is solid, in other words, you've got compelling ads running. People want to come to your store. They come to your store, your business, your service, and what the experience is just tremendous. But the company culture is broken. You end up with high turnover, and that's going to also be a marketing problem, right? But when you get all three of these in place, that's where businesses really start to grow. And anytime we see that happening, it starts to become kind of easy to see where you go, gosh, the ads are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and you're selling and doing your product. What might be broken? Oh, there's probably something in the culture. Or your culture's happy, the ads are doing fine. Where might this be broken? Or what are we doing with our customer experience? That's how we can start to tell where things are breaking down, because it could be at any of those stages. Herb Kelleher, who founded Southwest Airlines, said, "I can teach you the secret to running this airline in 30 seconds. This is it. We are the low-fare airline. Once you understand that fact, you can make any decision as well as I can." Now, that sounds overly simplistic. It sounds like, yeah, right, I can run an airline. But that truly was Kelleher's philosophy. Every move he made was based around that question. We are the low-fare airline. So if somebody comes and says, hey, we should serve meals on our plane, well, is that going to help us be the low-fare airline, or would it raise our ticket prices? It would raise our ticket prices. Okay, then we're not doing it, because that doesn't serve the message. We are the low-fare airline. He once said that when his airline first started, some of his wealthy golfing buddies would say, Herb, I like you, or I like your airplane, but I'm, kind of a first class guy. Why don't you put some first class seats in Southwest Airline? And then I'd buy tickets on your airline all the time. And Kelleher said, no, that's not making us the low fare airline. If I put first class seats in my plane, then ticket prices are going to have to go up. And so he willingly said, I don't want those customers over there. I want these customers over here. So you got to learn what it is that you're going to sacrifice in order to gain over on the other end. You choose what you're going to lose. And that's how, he really built that company. Another way to look at it is, let's say you have a hair salon and you're offering $18 haircuts, and some snake comes in across the street and starts offering $6 haircuts. A lot of businesses might panic here. And, oh my gosh, the price is going down and everybody's just shopping on price. And what do I do? But if you're true to your message, if you are the high end haircut in place in town and somebody comes in with a cheap $6 haircut, you don't change what you're doing. You simply say, we fix $6 haircuts. Okay. That's staying true to your message. That's staying true to who you are. And you don't get this noise in your head of what all the other people are doing. So got an exercise for you. If you want to take out pen and paper or whatever your chosen writing device is. And what I want you to do is write 10 true sentences about your company that tell me why I should choose you. And think about things like the products you offer, the procedures that you have in place, the warranties and guarantees, the history of the company, the personality of the company. Any of those things might be included in there. And I'm only going to give you 3 minutes, and I'm going to give you 3 minutes for a reason. If I give you any longer, you'll overthink it, and you'll drive yourself crazy trying to make it perfect. This is not supposed to be perfect. I just write down 10 things that say, here's why I should do business with you, and then we'll start to look at how we can align this message. So take 3 minutes and have fun with it, and I'll be back. If you get more than 10, keep going. But try to get at least 10. Got just about 1 minute left, and we're going to start sharing things. You'll be putting them in the chat. What I'm showing you here is usually something that we spend an entire day doing and then another 3 or 4 weeks trying to get it right, and make sure that the words are interesting, compelling, motivating. But you'll get the idea as we go on what this is all for. Okay. If you want, in the chat, I'll open that up here so I can see it. And if you want to throw some of the ones out that you've already gotten down, and we'll keep this moving along, because we're gonna change this around a little bit. But I just wanted to get the base down of these 10 things that that are true about your business and tell me why to do business with you. So if anyone wants to share something that they wrote down, I will keep an eye on the chat, and we'll discuss that, and we'll go on to the next. We'll go on to the next element. And so while you're doing that, just a preview of what's coming up. We're going to dig into these a little bit deeper and look for things that I, as a customer, can see you doing. Okay. In other words, I should be able to point to it and see that happening. Okay. I can experience that. So Christina says, we are not the cheapest around, but our service, skill, experience, and equipment make up for that. Cool, cool. And what we're going to do with these, Christina, is we're going to start to break them up and make them into single thoughts. So you've got a few things going on there. Now what we need to do is start to dig in and prove it. Tammy Newman says, Midwest Family has a proven system that will produce measurable marketing results. Awesome. Awesome. That's the idea. And so you get these things down, and we then go to the next phase here that we're going to do. And that's to choose 3 or 4 from that list. Let me just read one more here. Michelle says, produce high quality, delicious, organic maple syrup from family farms. Awesome. Great, great, Michelle. And we'll show you what to do with these now. You're going to choose 3 or 4 from that list and rewrite them so that every sentence begins with the phrase, we believe. Okay. For example, if you're the type of place that is really adamant that a live person answers the phone, it might look something like this. We believe in answering your call with a live person, never a recording. Okay, that is something that I can see you doing. Okay, I can experience that. I know that that's happening. So you've got the foundation here, and certainly in the ones that have been shared so far, yeah, you've got the foundation. Now, what we're going to look for, though, is how do you show me that that's happening? Okay, show, don't tell. Pretend I actually am from Missouri. Show me. Produce high quality, delicious organic maple syrup. Prove that to me. What does that mean? High quality, and why might that be important to me, or why might that be important to you as a company? So choose 3 or 4 from the list that you like, and begin the sentence with "we believe," and then fill it in with something that I can experience, something I can see you doing. And we're already seeing some pop up in the chat. So yeah, go ahead if you want to drop it in the chat. We'll share those here in just a second. About 90 or so seconds left. So just about 30 seconds left. And again, if you want to share some in the chat, we can go through some. Let's see here. Let me scroll up so I don't miss anybody. We believe in supporting local. We are local. Our employees are local. Our customers are local. We believe in giving back to help our communities. So Terry, great. That's an example right there of something that could probably be broken up into 3 or 4 different ones, and that's pretty solid. Now, show me something like, you know, if you believe in giving back to help the communities thrive, what might you be able to demonstrate that shows that happening? You know, we believe in supporting 8 different local charitable organizations every year with 10% of our profits, whatever that might be, you know. So that way I've got something there that I can see and point to. We believe in the power of local influencers to amplify and elevate your brand. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, that works. Keep that. We believe in giving our customers priceless experiences and lifetime memories. Add a why in there. In other words, you know, we believe that holding on to your memories by doing this will make, you know, makes for a happier life, or, you know, something like that. We believe that our highly involved communication processes from the start of your experience to the end provides you with the best service and top of mind reassurance to meet your needs, says Christina. That's cool. I don't know exactly what you do. Okay. So again, you've got the solid foundation there. What is a highly involved communication process? Okay, you can just start with that one and tell me what that is so that I understand a little better. And again, I as a customer can say, that's right, they are doing that. I can get to them on text. I can, you know, they respond to my emails right away. You know, there's always someone there to help me. That kind of thing gives it just that much more teeth. Again, these are fine. We just want to give them some, you know, some cleats to stick into the ground. We believe that our exemplary customer service, long-running experience, and high-quality products make our pricing fair and reasonable. And so I kind of see a pattern here. It's tempting to smush all these things into one. Try breaking them up. Try keeping one thought in there so that if you wanted to, you know, we believe high quality products make our pricing fair. You know, so it might be something like that. You know, we believe in investing in the top products so that, you know, you get a longer lasting item that you purchase. Those aren't the right words. We believe ongoing financial education can help you thrive for a lifetime. Yeah, and again, there's a way to kind of shorten these up and make them a little more punchy. So just saying, we believe helping you with your finances will help you live and thrive for a long time. Something in that vein. So you kind of get the idea of what we're going for there. Let me pop back to the presentation and I'll show you some examples of how this might play out, okay? You know, some of you had these kinds of feeling things in there. We have a knowledgeable staff and, you know, I would challenge you, okay, how do you demonstrate that? Well, the way you demonstrate it is saying, we believe 3 days a week training makes us the best AC, heating, and plumbing experts on the planet. You've demonstrated how it is that your staff is knowledgeable. 3 times a week, we're sitting down and helping them. We take extra precautions to make sure we don't leave a mess. You know, it's almost there. We believe in spotless uniforms and trucks and always smelling great. The customer can experience that, all of that. So if I show up at your house and the truck is just, you know, there's insulation and tools and everything, that's where the disconnect happens. But if I pull up to your house and the truck is spotless and organized and you look like you got it all together, that's the that's the continuation of that theme. We have a friendly, helpful staff. Let's do a little more. We believe broccoli is good for you, but pizza tastes better. That's actually on a client's website right now. What's that doing there? It's there to show you that they're human, okay? That they're fun, that their shirts aren't overly starched, and they're walking around all stiff and unpleasant. It's to show you that they're human, they're laughable, they're playful, that kind of thing. We have prompt, reliable service. Close. We can do better. We believe in showing up on time or your repair is free. We believe in showing up on time or your repair is free. This is a company that's named the On-Time Experts. It's pretty important that they have an on-time belief system, okay? And this is where you start to merge these things together, not just with your messaging, but with the customer experience and with the company culture. Okay, we believe in showing up on time or your repair is free. If you're saying something like that, I need to see that. If I heard a radio ad and I go to your website, I better see something right away that says, learn more about our on-time guarantee. If that's something that's on your billboard, I should see a video in your mobile ad that addresses that too. We call it leaving a scent trail. We don't want anyone to break off. If I see you promoting something on television and I go to your website and it's not there, I lose the scent trail. I must be in the wrong place. If the two things aren't matching up, it's real easy to lose people, right? It also applies to your customer experience. Okay? We believe in showing up on time or your repair is free. There's no weasel words there. We either get there on time or we're going to do a free repair regardless of how much it costs. And we've actually made commercials that address that. Hey, you know what? We were headed over to Miss Henderson's house and a cement truck rolled over and our guy got there late. Wasn't his fault, wasn't her fault, but we made you a promise. We didn't get there on time. We did her repair for free. That's the way you now extend that into the customer experience, so that I know that that's happening. I see it, I feel it, I experience the whole thing. And it impacts your company culture. Because now you have a list of things, this almost manifesto that says, here is what we are, here's what we stand for. It might be 5 things, it might be 10 things. I don't want to go too crazy about it, and I can show you some examples if you like. But that's kind of the idea. And so how it impacts the company culture is everybody is reading from the exact same hymnal, right? When you hire somebody, you can say, hey, listen, one of our core values here is that we will show up on time or the customer's repair is free. Can you do that? Can you believe that? Can you live that? And now you've got employees who start to track with what you're tracking with. They start to line up with the beliefs that you have. It's no longer just, well, that's your job, do the thing. No, they've got that now. They either come with it, or if they don't have it, then we need to make them available to the workforce if that's necessary. You've got to connect these things with your staff so that there is that consistent through line through your ad messaging, through the customer experience, all the way down to the culture, and it's connected. Talk a lot about brand codes, okay? A number of them, your colors, your values, your shapes, your fonts, slogans, attitudes, a language that you have. The guy I showed you, On-Time Experts, he doesn't do tune-ups, he does revitalizations, okay? That's just what we're calling them. So that's our language, okay? And when I call and say, hey, I need one of those tune-ups, sure, we'll get you a revitalization Thursday at 5, and we'll be on time or it's free. So those brand codes start to become who you are and what you're all about. And then what you do with them is use them relentlessly, obsessively, consistently. You cannot overdo it. I have to know that it's you. Okay. And so look for those things, make a list of them, and then you can hand them to your various media providers and say, this is our stuff. This is what we say. This is what we look like. This is what we sound like. These are our values. And that way, if you have multiple people handling different parts of your advertising or your messaging, they start to get in synchronization. Or here's a plug for Midwest Family. If you're having them do all of those things, now again, you've got a handbook to help out. That's one of the benefits there of having it all come from one place. And when you get good at it, and it might take 40 or 50 years, you get to do something like this. This is a billboard that's in London. And it probably only took you a couple of moments to figure out who the billboard is for. Doesn't say McDonald's anywhere on there. Those aren't McDonald's colors. Brown is not one of their, key colors. It's the font. It's the font. You knew it because of the font and what they are selling. A thing with a muffin, an egg, sausage, cheese, and another muffin. You knew exactly what it was. But it takes a lot to get there. You can get there, but you got to be deadly, ridiculously, and relentlessly consistent on that stuff. I think we have some time for some questions before we get there, if you don't mind. One of the things I like to do with a couple of my partners are these sessions called Boom Your Business. It's a 90-minute thing, completely free. We don't sell anything. We have you fill out a little questionnaire so we get to know your business a little bit. And then we'll spend 90 minutes with me, with Dave Young out of Tucson, with Craig Arthur, who is in Australia, some of our best marketers in Wizard of Ads, and talk about what you can focus on, things you can say, why you might be unique, stuff that, just an outside perspective. We don't want anything for it. We don't sell anything. It just makes us better marketers because we love picking apart challenges. So if that is something you're interested in, drop me an email and we'll set up a time. We typically do them later in the day, 4 or 5 o'clock, to account for the time difference in Australia. But we've done, a couple dozen of these and they're a blast. We enjoy it. It makes us stronger. If you have any questions, we can put those in the chat box, and I'd be more than happy to address them in the time that we have left. Andy, anything I'm missing?
No, I don't think so. You can, just, when you get a second, stop sharing so I can take over.
Sure.
And we can...
this is one of those things that sounds simplistic, sounds obvious, but it is so consistently missed. And I spend a lot of time with clients saying, don't touch it. Okay, leave it alone. And that's how you get to that point where you're so good you can put up a billboard like McDonald's did.
We have about 5 minutes for questions. So if anyone wants to kind of get a head start on, as I think that Johnny had opportunity to kind of talk through some of people's ideas on the We Believe and help refining that. So if you want to build on some of those ideas, or if you didn't get a chance to add your note in the chat section before, now would be a good time to do that. Or if you have specific examples, or maybe something somewhere you're stuck, you can definitely open up your camera and microphone if you'd rather talk about it rather than write it out. So just let us know.
Yeah, and like I said, this is a project that often takes the better part of a day just to get the list together, and then we're picking them apart and making the words, motivated and specific and seeable. And again, it's not just a cute thing to have on a website or print on the wall. It's how you live. It's how you exist. It's what the company believes in, and that's why it's so strong. It's a lot tighter and a lot stickier than just here's our mission statement. Here's our value statement. It's something that says, no, we believe in doing this thing. We will not compromise on that, right? And so it's a neat project. A lot of it was spawned from Simon Sinek. If you've seen his presentation on Start With Why, one of the most watched TED Talks ever, you start to pick up as to what he's, it's not so much the word why, it's what they believe in. people will follow you if they believe in what you believe in. And that's really what great leaders do.
Okay, cool. Well, while we're waiting for some questions to come in here, I'll talk about the next webinar we have coming up in 2 weeks. It's going to be a little bit of a topic that I don't think is talked about enough right now. And it's about data, blended data and marketing, trends and tactics every small business needs to know right now. And if you haven't seen it, if you're not paying attention to what's happening in privacy and AI and all those small topics, it's going to make a big difference over the years to come. So I'm really excited about Chitra Iyer. She's a data and analytics expert. She's been doing data for almost 20 years now. These are all of the talking points she's going to be talking about. So how to connect, really to help you become a more data based marketer, essentially. And she'll talk about tactics and trends and all sorts of things. So I'm really excited about it. I happen to be a data nerd, but we're gonna make it more on a 5th grade level. So I'm excited about it. So Terry had a question here. Johnny says, is the what we believe in also our brand personality archetype?
That's an awesome question. And the answer is kind of. When you do this, it should instruct your brand personality and archetype. And at the same time, the brand personality and archetype should instruct your we believes. Kind of a two-way street there. So yeah, they're closely connected, I would say.
Where do you think most people stumble? Is it they try to fit too much in? Is it they get too jargony?
Try to get too much in and try to be a little just loose with the specifics. Okay, if you say something like, "We give you exceptional customer service," there's not a lot of meat there. B, and more importantly, that is a baseline expectation. If I come to your business, I expect you to give me good service. I expect your staff is going to know what they're talking about. I expect that you'll have the product that I'm looking for. So for that, you get a C. Okay, you've got to go up and above that. And so that's I think where people get stuck is they get stuck kind of in the fluffy weasel words that we hear a lot in advertising of great service, friendly staff, convenient hours, those kinds of things.
Like talking about people and how many years they've been in business and all those things.
That can be a benefit, but you need to show me why it's a benefit. Yeah.
Okay. And when someone, this may have triggered some ideas as people go back to their teams. Do you encourage? What exercise would you encourage them to walk through the exercise that they did that you walked through today with their team, and how do you kind of recommend to get other people on board with this? Because this is like an inside out approach, so it's kind of like all hands on deck, right?
That's interesting. You say it's an inside out approach, but it has to be looked at from the outside in. You got to kind of put yourself in the customer's shoes. Do I think that you should do it with the whole team? Absolutely. It's that much stronger when everybody participates and writes their own list of 10, because you're going to just see these little magic moments that pop up. You're not going to use all 10. You may only use 1 or 2 from each list, but yeah, getting the whole team involved, I think, makes a big difference.
Cool. All right. Well, we're approaching 2:15. So, Johnny, I really appreciate you being here. I always get a lot of value when I get a chance to hear you talk. So thank you for sharing what you talked about on meshes alignment. I think you have an uncanny ability to make things simple and help kind of connect dots that I think you should see, but sometimes you're too close to your business to see them. And it's nice to have that outside perspective and just kind of massage, kind of helping turn okay things or good things and keep working towards making them great. So
thanks for saying that, Andy. I appreciate it.
So thanks, everybody. Appreciate you joining today, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.